Hello, this is Craig Gottsman, Dean of New Jersey Institute of Technology's Yingwu College of Computing, the largest computing program in the region and the most significant generator of tech talent in the New York metro area. I'm here today to share with you the exciting formation of the college's Center for Data Democracy in collaboration with DataSource New Jersey, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Now more than ever, computing is shaping the way we live, work, and play. Yet its biggest potential still lies ahead. Eliminating boundaries of space and time, computing has created a common store of knowledge and information that dwarfs anything that previously existed and will eventually be used in ways unimaginable today. Despite its computing promise, the benefits of computing have not yet been distributed equitably among our country's diverse citizenry. The disparity has led to the corrosion of economic opportunity, societal cohesion, and even the very fabric of our democracy. In response, the college, in collaboration with DataSource New Jersey, has launched a fundraising campaign to fund the Center for Data Democracy, which will dedicate itself to bringing the benefits of artificial intelligence computing to underserved groups. With that, I ask that you view the following presentation explaining the importance of the Center for Data Democracy's mission and plans. Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to learn about formation of the Center for Data Democracy, a collaboration between the New Jersey Institute of Technology, the largest science and technology university in the northeastern United States, and DataSource NJ, a nonprofit seeking to bring the benefits of artificial intelligence to the public. Those who prize democracy have been alarmed by recent efforts to undermine it, as manifested by the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Anti-democratic activity has been fueled by artificial intelligence, or AI, which has been used by partisan politicians, media, and foreign governments to disinform Americans, inflaming daunting economic, cultural, and social challenges that confront Americans each day. To restore a healthy democracy, America must adhere to the ethos articulated by former Senator Daniel Patrick Moynihan. You are entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts. Artificial intelligence is the ability of modern technologies to handle huge amounts of digital data to reveal patterns, trends, and associations related to human behavior. Those with financial, technical, and organizational resources are best positioned to capture the full benefits of the technologies. Facebook, Google, and Amazon represent the epochal shift in how corporate America concentrates wealth and political power in the U.S. Those with the least access to digital technology are the most vulnerable. Many fall prey to scams and targeted advertising peddling unnecessary products and services. Data mining can reveal sensitive data, leading to social exclusion, marginalization, and stigmatization. Others are left behind as data mining approaches exclude or create an incomplete profile of a population segment. Since the arrival of the information age, the U.S. has realized a long recognized decline in its middle class. During the past 50 years, the American middle class has lost one-third of its claim to domestic household income. The key culprits have been AI-enabled programs such as automation and outsourcing, dwindling neighborhood retail, and modest migration from the middle class to upper class. The middle class, consequently, has been supplanted by the upper class as the group capturing the most household income. The share of household income held by lower income Americans fell 20% to 8% of national household income during those 50 years. However, this understates the severity of conditions of the nation's poorest citizens. As many middle class families fell into the lower class, the reduction of lower class household income was spread over a larger lower class population than what existed in 1970. Tragically, the reduction in per capita income of poor Americans has worsened their economic problems and vulnerability. Conversely, the upper income class has seen its wealth grow at a rate exceeding its population growth since 1970, causing a substantial increase in upper class per capita income. Apparently and unfortunately, many in the upper class do not see a need to reverse escalating wealth inequality. Wealthy Americans contribute billions of dollars annually to political parties and campaigns, super PACs, and special interest and dark money vehicles to increase their share of the nation's wealth through lower taxes and government subsidies. The wealthy seek further socioeconomic advantage by creating superior schooling only available to those who can afford the homes and property taxes they have respectfully zoned and set for themselves. They engage in institutions unavailable to others, such as private schools and country clubs. Their children have college admission advantages as they claim legacy, donor, or other preferred status. To further entrench their advantages, they make it harder for others to elevate their social and economic standing. They fight against public funding of education, leading to higher tuitions. They combat efforts to increase minimum wages, healthcare access, nutrition benefits, and affordable housing to lower income class members. Consequently, social mobility for the middle and lower income classes has slowed to a crawl. As much of the middle class has been pushed toward a socio-economic precipice, the ensuing desperation has given rise to chaos and violence. The webbing of ideas that brought us together as Americans has frayed. Reversions to tribal identifications have intensified. White versus other ethnicities, South versus North, authoritarianism versus democracy. The strains are visible to all of us. Despite a clear call for a return to normal by voters in the 2022 midterm elections, the struggle is far from over, especially if we don't turn around the fundamental dynamics at the root of these conflicts. With so much at stake, NJIT and DataSource NJ have agreed to establish within NJIT the Center for Data Democracy. The center's mission would be to leverage the latest AI developments on behalf of citizens, public interest organizations, businesses, and government agencies. The center's flagship service would be the NJ Data Repository. The repository will create a master database of government and public interest data with embedded analytical and interface tools to facilitate wider access to and impact from the data. Voters will understand how candidates compare in campaign contributions and donors. Community activist organizations can hold elected officials accountable for outsized budgets or poor performance compared to their counterparts in other jurisdictions. Small businesses can understand the productivity of their town's business environment. Journalists can cover local news stories without the opportunity cost that bedevils local investigative journalism. Let us show you. Throughout the country, local journalism has been in a state of decline, affecting our democracy as we lose local, trusted voices. The number one culprit has been the dramatic loss of advertising revenue to internet behemoths such as Google and Facebook. New Jersey is a prime example. During the past 20 years, more than a third of local newspapers in the state have shut down, while statewide circulation has dropped nearly 50%. Much of the remaining local media has been consolidated into large, non-native holdings without a connection or commitment to New Jersey. The resulting content is generic, often little more than press releases or one-size-fits-all stories. The consequences are poor government performance due to corruption or incompetence, as local officials operate in the shadows, knowing there are no local journalists to expose their behavior. Higher taxes and poorer schools, roads, and environmental conditions occur when there is no local media presence. The public becomes more cynical about politics and governance, leading to decreased community engagement and lower voter turnout. The NJ Data Repository will counter the decline in local journalism by saving journalists substantial time compiling important investigative news stories. Journalists spend hours searching for relevant data and manually parsing it to identify patterns or newsworthy stories. Then they must find sources who can speak authoritatively about their findings. With the repository, the data element will be done for them. Additionally, DataSource NJ will locate relevant experts, saving journalists even more time. Armed with the data outcomes and access to experts, journalists can focus on other reporting duties and draft impactful stories that otherwise would go untold. With funding from DataSource NJ, NJIT has already created the initial prototype of the repository. The prototype integrates and manages data sources with an extensible user interface and associated data model. The prototype cleans the initial data, queries within and across underlying data sources via UI, and executes initial machine learning algorithms. Here's how the prototype works. It portrays the facilitation of data ingestion, cleaning, and analysis. The tool structure, with capabilities implemented in the palette, are shown on the left. We add spreadsheets from the local environment. The data in the spreadsheets can be cleaned and converted for analysis. Sample functions for data transformation are in the palette. We merge the data from spreadsheets and perform a correlation with the resulting graphs. Note that the correlation capabilities are provided. The next evolution of the NJ Data Repository will establish the repository as a usable platform available to the public. It will extend the prototype to enhance functionality to different data sources with transformation and merge capabilities. The repository will have an extensive set of machine learning and analysis capabilities. Advanced users can add and apply their own algorithms to the environment. The Center for Data Democracy needs your financial help to fulfill its vision. The center seeks $500,000 to fund 4 to 6 graduate students to realize Phase 2 objectives under the management of the former Chief Technology Officer as well as faculty of NJIT's College of Computing. NJIT and DataSource NJ will donate their time, resource, and infrastructure to ensure that every dollar raised is invested in the repository's development. Naming rights also are available for the first donor of $150,000 or more. Join us in the fight to strengthen America's democracy. Thank you.